about I'll go ahead and start the first question. Want to ask, I assume all of you guys do invest in both real estate and stocks. What are your thoughts about investing in real estate versus investing in stocks? How about I'll have Winnie to start first.
Well, I think if you're long-term investors, I actually prefer real estate because of the leverage nature of real estate. And so over time, you will build equity and, receive or collect passive income. So I think you also tend to not make any emotional buy and sell in real estate. So then that prevents you to make few mistakes. So I'm a big proponent for real estate investment.
Great. How about Judy?
So yeah, Helen, you know me, I do a little bit of everything. I like to diversify. So for me, I think it depends on what's going on that year. If I was looking at from an investment perspective, because I mean, if I were looking at for a primary home, that's a whole different story. But if I were looking to invest, then I'm not gonna lie, middle of March, I poured all my money in stocks. So I'm a big contrarian. When the stocks go down, that's when I go in. So in middle of March and early April, most of my money was in stocks, but now I'm looking at real estate again, right? So, I mean, in my opinion, I agree with all of you that Bay Area is an anomaly. To me, there's not a down market here. Typically, there's either a buyer's market or a seller's market. Either you're going to pay a little bit more to compete against other people, or you're going to compete a little bit less. So I think I agree with Winnie that from a long-term perspective, if you want passive income, I think real estate is great. And that's why I put money in real estate. But I think stock is also great because of liquidity. Because if I were to put all of my money in real estate, then I can't have money to do other things when I want to. So that's why a portion of my investment is also in stocks as well. But I think for stocks, I also put money in preferred stocks, for example. Preferred stocks they generate good income as well. And it's taxed at qualified dividend rate versus ordinary income. So that's why I prefer stocks as well versus common, right? And then for real estate, it's good, but it's also sometimes a lot of work because you got to deal with tenants, you got to deal with maintenance, and the rent is also taxed at ordinary income, right? So I typically like to look at the overall and see what's going on that year.
Mm-hmm. Great. How about David? Oh, David, let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just have to admit that I've actually never really focused on the investment side of real estate. And really my home purchases have all been about a place to live. One in Virginia, one in Chicago, and then this is now my third home in the San Francisco Bay Area. But in each case, I was the owner and occupier. I'm always glad that there's a benefit, and I did talk to my financial advisor about taking some money out of other investments to put into this house. So I'm just trying not to think too much about it, and maybe I'm being naive, but that's broadly how I'm thinking about it. It's a better way to use my money than renting.
Yeah, great. And how about you, Ahmed?
Yes, just a brief intro, Helen.
Yes.
So basically I am an investor in real estate. I was raised in the Bay Area since I was 6 months old, was in Pennsylvania for the first 6 months of my life. And the only thing I've seen in the Bay Area is prices just go up over time. I mean, I think people will leave, but then there'll be new people that are going to come back to start companies. And, once you start a company and you have an exit, you buy real estate. I mean, that's kind of way things happen here. Extremely bullish. I think times like this is when wealth is created. So, I mean, if this is how the real estate market is, given this pandemic, a year or two from now, it's going to be crazy. So I think if, my mindset is to buy, and if I can't get into a premium area, I want to buy something. So I'm willing to bet that in 2 years from now, I'm going to make good money on that. And my mindset is my mindset is to sell expensive things and keep things that I can manage. So if I'm going to flip a house in Palo Alto or something like that, I don't need that. yeah, I'm not going to live in it, so I'll sell it. But if it's something that's cheaper in San Jose or somewhere else that gets giving me a good yield, I'm more inclined to hold it, because the cheaper stuff goes up in value a lot faster.
At the end of the day, with the stocks and the compared to stocks and real estate, would you say that real estate obviously have more tax benefits compared to stocks?
I think it depends, because I mean, obviously for real estate, there's a lot of things that you can deduct, and there's a depreciation you can account for and things like that. So I think I think it's hard to compare, in my opinion. I think it's good, if from an investment perspective, it's good to have a mix in the portfolio.
Absolutely.
Just because all eggs are not in one basket.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about diversifying your investments, no matter if it's stocks or if it's just real estate. So this is like the caliber of our panelists is like they don't only invest in real estate, but then they also invest in other stuff as well. Somebody asked, do you think stocks has high risk or real estate has high risk? Who thinks stocks has high risk? I'm raising my hand. Okay, everybody thinks stock is high risk. Okay.